comfortable. Did you find the place okay?
No, I'll be honest. It was quite difficult finding. It's hidden away, this place, isn't it?
It really is. But I'm glad you could make it in the end.
Oh, me too. And listen, thank you so much for showing us a short notice, Dr. Maddox. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure. And please, call me Daisy. So, how are you feeling today?
To be honest, I'm really nervous. I've never done therapy before, so yeah.
Yeah, that's completely okay. It's normal to feel a bit uneasy when we try something new. But just remember, this is a safe space. Go to work through things together at your own pace.
Well, good. That makes it feel a lot better, actually.
That's good to hear. So, what brings you here? What's been on your mind?
Well, lots of things. You know, I'm really stressed out at work at the minute, and it's getting on top of me. You know, it's actually taking a toll on me.
Work stress can be incredibly challenging. Can you tell me a bit more about that? What's been happening in the workplace?
Well, I guess I feel this constant need, this constant pressure to perform, you know? And the more I do, I just feel like it's never enough.
That sounds very overwhelming. Tell me, what is it you do for work?
So I work in marketing. You know, it's very competitive, fast-paced. And right now I feel like I'm drowning in all these deadlines, all these expectations.
Gosh, it must be very exhausting. And how do you manage the stress normally?
Well, I used to go to the gym a lot, but now I don't have the time or even the energy to do that. When I get home, I'm so wiped out, I just collapse on the couch.
It's important to look after yourself, Adam, especially when you're under such pressure. What about your relationships? Have you got a support system?
Well, that's the other problem. My girlfriend and I are fighting a lot at the minute. She says I'm too distant, and you know what? She is right, I am. But I don't know, I just feel so lost. You know, like I'm just going through the motions or something like that.
It must be so hard to feel that way. It's important to have a support system, but it sounds like your stress is impacting that too.
Yeah, I feel really alone sometimes, actually.
Well, don't need to feel alone anymore. It looks like you've got a huge burden to carry. Don't worry. You're safe here, and we're going to work through this together.
Oh, thank you, Daisy. That means a lot. Thank you.
You're welcome. So, let's just take things one step at a time. Can you tell me a bit more about why you've been feeling so stressed at work?
Well, the thing is, I think it all comes down to the fact that I don't even know what I want anymore. You know, I used to be so driven, so sure of what my goals are. Now everything feels meaningless. Sometimes I can't even recognize myself.
You know, it's not uncommon to feel that way, especially when you're under constant stress. Don't worry, we're going to uncover this together. How does that sound?
That sounds really good, actually.
Excellent. I feel we're going to make some great progress here. Just remember, you're not alone. I'm going to face it together. Can you tell me a bit more about this feeling of not being able to recognise yourself? Why did you use that phrase in particular? See, that's a bit difficult for you. Now, this may or may not work, but I had this thing. It's a flower. Sometimes it helps people to talk about the things they find difficult, you know? Not necessarily the life-shattering things like, I'm a psychopath. Things that people don't often utter out loud. You know, like, I'm afraid of the dark, or I have control issues. started to use this when I was working with children. They would hold it in their hands when it was their turn to talk. You know, sort of like holding a conch. And, you know, it meant that they could say the things that were difficult to say. It worked so well, I even started to use it on the grown-ups. I know it sounds a bit silly, but it really works. On a psychological level, it's an enabling object, something outside yourself that grants you the permission to be truthful, even when it's challenging.
Well, you know, it feels really good to get out my chest, actually, you know. I've kept it inside for such a long time.
Sometimes just saying it out loud lifts that weight off your shoulders. You